Good morning, welcome back to the channel. This one today is a ride that I've really been looking forward to, heading out towards the Masca Valley. This is a Syco-list. Let's get on with it. Straight out of the villa, straight onto the first climb. This one is 12 miles long. Gonna take us out to Chio. Well, it's a glorious morning here on Tenerife. Got out a little bit earlier today. Had a rest day from the bike yesterday, as it was much needed after Mount Tady. I think the lack of sleep on the first day really taking its toll. So, speaking to the coach yesterday, it was a rest day for me. And today, out early, cracking on with a ride that I've really been looking forward to. Tady was epic, but I think today is going to be even more special. Just making my way out from Costa Adeje out towards Chio, and we're about 5 miles into this first climb of the day. Sweat levels have already dropped up, and elevation wise we've done over 1,500 feet already in the first 6-7 miles of this ride. So I think when I get to Chio, I'm going to lose the arm warmers and hopefully push on from there towards Masca Valley, and taking the epic views, scenery that I've seen online. Looks amazing. I'd like to see it for myself, and hopefully get some good footage for you to watch. So I've just made it up to Chio, about 13 miles into the ride now. Just over an hour of cycling so far. Really enjoying it. It's a long old climb up from Costa Adeje up to Chio, because you're on the side of the TF82, so it's quite a busy little road linking down through the coastal line. But hopefully now, as I move on from Chio out towards Masca Valley, things should get a little bit better and I'll be able to get some more footage and get the camera out a bit more. But just look at the view, sun's out, just amazing. Well, that was an amazing descent on that coastal road, nice and smooth road, managed to get down. But now it's time for me to take on some of the climbs up over the Masca Valley. So hopefully get some nice views up there, which I've been really looking forward to. And yeah, can't wait. Not quite sure if you can spot, but the Garmin's not lying. It does weave with switchbacks, but if you can just make out the cream coloured bollards, that is the edge of the road. So we're going all the way up over the top of this one. Goes out over that way as well. Hopefully this will get us up over the top and out towards Masca. I've had 12% parts at the beginning of this. Just stopped here because it's quite a narrow road and cars coming down have to go past. So I just sort of take the opportunity to get the camera out. Just show you some of the things. I probably don't show that well when I'm moving along the gradient, but yeah, all the way up there. Bit of cloud cover now. But I've managed to get up to the top of the Masca viewpoint. Out behind me in the distance is Mount Taylor, which is covered in clouds. At the top of Masca, I've spoken to an Englishman that's selling lava rock jewellery that's lived out for 35 years, and he's advised me that the weather's coming in and it wouldn't be safe for me to descend down through Masca as I plan to get out to Teno Lighthouse. He's advised me that the switchbacks and the weather that's inbound isn't going to make it safe for me to do that. And something that I don't really talk about or haven't spoken about before is I'm not a great lover of heights, so I find it quite hard descending on anything that is quite sharp and steep. Obviously Syco-list in Mallorca I managed, but I was quite nervous and anxious about it. I've actually got to the top up here and looked at the descent, which you can see behind me. It's quite a steep drop, and already when I got up here I was starting to think about the descent, and then I asked him the questions and he's just put further doubt into my mind, and he's basically advising that if I was a confident descender I could probably clear it before the weather, but I'm not a confident descender. Clouds have started to come in from the coastline, and he said him and his wife have lived out here for 35 years and they're expecting rain on this part of the island this afternoon. So for me, I think I can see Masca. I've got out here. I'm going to try and take the safer option for me and unfortunately turn around and try and make a bit more of a route back towards Costa Adecchi. So unfortunately taking you out to Teno Lighthouse isn't going to happen today. He does advise me he thinks it's closed to cyclists during the day anyway, so if that was the case I would have put myself through all of that anxiety to get down there for nothing. But even speaking to you on camera now, I'm quite shaken by the thought of descending it. Not something that I'd wanted to discuss, but as I said, that this was one of the routes I wanted to do, and this is probably the easiest way down through Masca. So yeah, so my route is I'm going to head back on some of the roads that I've come out on and go from there. Well, as you can probably see now, I've come back down to sea level. I'm in Porto della Cruz, I think it is. Just come back down. I'm gonna have a bimble across the seafront now, have a quick coffee, and then make my way back to Costa Decky, where I'll put some extra miles in somewhere, maybe around Los Cristianos or something like that. But yeah, my little meltdown at the top of Masca wasn't ideal. Heights was never one of my fears before, but for some reason over the years now I've not keen on heights, and descending at height isn't something that I wanted to do on those narrow roads up on Masca. So I'm glad that I've turned around and come back. I've had a nice descent in down back to sea level with some better roads. So now I'm just gonna have a bimble across the seafront, taking some of the coastline, which obviously you can see behind me. Views are quite phenomenal. If you look in the other direction, I'll show you in a minute, out towards Teno, the weather has really come in over the hills. So I'm glad that I came off Masca when I did, because I think that would have been quite bad. But I'll show you up on the hills now. So on the way back, I've obviously not had a route planned to come back, so I've just tried to make it up, and now I've got myself totally lost. I don't even know which part of Tenerife I'm in. I think I'm somewhere between Santiago de Teide and Costa Decky, but I was holding the coastal line really well, and then the road lifted me up into the hills again, and now I'm just totally lost. So it's going to be time to get the trusty old phone out and try and work out a route back. I want to try and drop into Los Cristianos for a bit of a personal reason. I'll share more with you about that when I get there, if I can find it. But for now, get the phone out, I think, and find out where I am, and hopefully find my way back to an area that I know. Fingers crossed. So I managed to find my way back towards Costa Decky and ended up coming out here to Los Cristianos. Reasons why I've come out here: the hotel behind me, which is now closed down, was where I came with my parents and my brother for our first holiday abroad by plane in 1993. Back then it was called the Princess de Seal. It's now got a name of Sol Arona Tenerife. But it looks like it is closed down. There's security on the door and the place is all empty and deserted. But I just thought, as I've been on a bit of a journey today with you on this one, my anxiety issues at the top of Masca with the descent, I thought I'd actually come out here and find the old hotel that I came and stayed at, some 32, 33 years ago. So yeah, a little bit of a sentimental thing for me. My parents worked hard for us to have a holiday abroad. We've been to France camping by car and ferry, and this was our first family holiday abroad by aeroplane. So it's quite nice to come back. Unfortunately, as you can see, it's quite run down and closed now. But back then. It was an amazing holiday, I can remember it really well. But for now, I'm 53 miles into this ride. I've probably got about 5 miles back to the villa uphill. But sorry I couldn't bring you the Masca Valley that I wanted to. Hopefully I've got some good footage of other descents that I've done and some of the coastal route that I've been on. But if you are liking the content, then please do like that. Start again, shall I? If you are liking the content, then please do click that like button, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.